Hello, this is Simracing Corner. I picked these up on eBay a while ago now for 20 quid for both of these, and these are Sim Projects displays. This is a gear shifter and this is a speedometer. I actually already have one of these, a speedometer, a Sim Projects based one with a nice aluminium stand, so didn't really need this, but the fact is 20 quid for both of these was a good deal, so I definitely snapped it up. The only thing that's kind of a bit horrible about these, of course, is the enclosure, which is slightly crude and wastes a lot of room in the back. Yeah, but considering there's quite a lot going on there, just because it's made out of wood though. But really, it's the covering which is the horrible thing that lets it down, for sure, on both of them. And just a ton of wasted space in the back of there. And excuse me. And yeah, and I really wanted something a bit nicer for this, because although I've actually been using this on the sim rig for a while now, out of shot actually in my sim racing videos, you wouldn't really be able to see it because it's kind of really close to the edge of the frame when I record from that overhead view. But you might catch a glimpse in it in the bottom left corner. But yeah, I kind of wanted something better, and I have a 3D printer, but I've never actually done any 3D modelling. And generally speaking, you just go to Thingiverse, use the search engine, look for something that you want. You're looking for some sort of 3D model, and someone's already done it. So I've really had no need to actually make anything for myself, design anything for myself, because someone's always done something. But in this case, there was no enclosure for this on Thingiverse, so that kind of got me inspired to actually learn how to do some 3D modelling. And I did. So I picked up a Fusion 360, which is there's a free non-commercial license, and yeah, and within about 5 hours, I was learning the software by just watching some YouTube videos, getting into the software as well, and just kind of playing around with the tools. I was able to actually start making something and then print something quite quickly. So it didn't take me too long. I was actually surprised how easy it was, because I always liked the idea of doing some 3D modelling for my 3D printer, but needed the project to really kind of get me started on it, to kickstart me into it. So I'll show you what I came up with, because I created some different models here, which I went through different revisions of it for an enclosure for this. So this is my first one, and you might be able to hear Simcat. She's going on. Never mind. Anyway, I'll go on as well. I'll carry on with what I was doing. And so I made this basic frame to begin with. And what I was really amazed with is my measurements were perfect, and it fits in there absolutely spot on. No problems at all. So that was awesome as my first go. Come on then, you can come up here. She's just having a scratch now. Come on! Come on! There she is. Yeah, good girl. Right, anyway, you gonna settle down? I'll do the Crocodile Dundee thing on her. It's not working. Anyway, I made this and I was really happy with it, but I figured I could improve on it, because my first go was pretty good, and adding some walls and maybe a lid at the back as well would have been good. So so that's version 1, and this is version 2. What I came up with, which was sort of good. It was partial success, except I made these additional walls on here. It's far too thin. And you can just see they just really flimsy. 3D printer had a tough time printing this, putting anything solid enough there. I think I made those at like 1mm. So yeah, it's no good. And also you can see there's this inset lip there. That's so I can put a lid in there, and that's terrible as well, and you can just see it's falling to pieces. So that's no good. But based on this one, I then came up with my final version, which works absolutely great. So I just basically took this as design. I made the actual entry as well slightly narrower, because it didn't need to be the gap didn't need to be as big as that. But I made everything a lot stronger. Everything's like 2mm. and it turned out really well. And the other thing I was really amazed about is how well my cheap 3D printer, I spent under £200 for it, had it for a couple of years, put a lot of prints for it, and it still prints great. And but it's, the fact is, the tolerances, it prints stuff to like really close tolerances, which is, yeah, so I'm really impressed by that. That's supposed to be 2mm, it's slightly off, but I think that's fair enough. It's not going to be perfect, right? But I think that's pretty damn good, which you know, allows the stuff I made to be, you know, just kind of fit in without any problems at all. So I'm really pleased with that. And at the front I added some vinyl carbon fibre wrap to make it look pretty, and also 3D printed lid, and that goes in there as well perfectly, first time. Boom. Yeah, look at that. So I'm really pleased with the results here. I'm amazed that, you know, the fact is I've never done this sort of thing before, never 3D printed many times, but I've never designed anything, modelled anything in 3D before. And you know, I'm discovering that it's actually not too bad as long as you get your measurements right. It's actually not difficult at all. So yeah, Fusion 360. There's a free non-commercial license, so it don't cost you anything to learn how to use it. Then I just looked at YouTube videos to pick up the basics. There's loads I don't understand and loads I haven't dived into, but I've certainly got, you know, enough knowledge to be able to produce something with, you know, a certain amount of complexity, I believe. So yeah, not bad at all. So it certainly inspired me now to think about expanding and doing some, you know, designing some other sort of things in the future. Not sure what though, but I'm sure it'll just suddenly have some inspiration and I'll kind of get into it. But I will obviously make an enclosure for this at some point, as I don't really need it. It's not something I'm in a great hurry to do, but I will make this at some point. So it's a little bit askew, but yeah. It's a bit terrible, isn't it? But yeah, I'll do this soon, I expect, because I'm sure it won't take me too long to model something which is just basically, you know, wider than this effectively, using a similar sort of concept, and smash that out, because it's fun stuff to do. But there you go, guys. That's what I've been getting up to anyway, so I thought I'd just give you some give you an update on my latest kind of doings, which is my random things that I get up to, and my latest one is doing a bit of 3D modelling, which I think is cool. But certainly my next video will not be 3D modelling, it'll be something completely different, so don't forget to check back soon, because I will indeed have something new for you. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, take care, happy simming, and bye bye.